Good afternoon, Oak Grove. Happy Thursday. Welcome to this week's installment of the Midweek Update series, here where I just pop into your devices in the middle of the week to say hello and keep the church on our mind for the rest of the week that we're not in worship on Sunday morning, because that's so important for us to do. I am coming to you from the side steps of the church this morning, and this afternoon rather. You can tell that I always shoot these in one take and I don't edit them. If there's mistakes, there's mistakes. I'm coming to you from the side steps of the church this afternoon, not this morning. And I just wanted to show you the beautiful painting job that was done on the railing here. If you'll notice, the paint is all fresh and new here on this railing. And you can see the difference between that and the person who painted it was not able to get to the other railing yet, but they will eventually. They were here for hours the other day, and I'm not going to say who it is because I think that person probably wants it to remain an anonymous work that they do for the congregation. But I just wanted to show that to you, and you can definitely see here on this railing, there we go, we captured it in the shot. You can definitely see that, the rails need some TLC, but that person is slowly but surely doing a very careful, detailed job. And what's worth noting too is the fact that it's not easy to paint that railing without bumping into the church next to it. That would be my problem if I tried to do that. If I tried to do that, I would manage to get black paint all over our white church, and we don't want that. So I thank that person, who I don't think wants credit. I think they just want to do it as a gift to show their love to the church. And I'm just going for a walk with you here today. It's a beautiful day and it's a little bit cooler, so it's a nice day for a walk out here. And I'm just going to take a walk to a couple different spots. Over here, right in front of the parsonage, there's this planter that's been here since we moved in. And Tana Lynn actually took it on herself to plant some geraniums in there right after Pentecost. And the ones that she planted promptly died because Julie and I didn't do a very good job of watering them and taking care of them. But new ones have come in since then. And as you can see, we've got pretty red flowers over there now. Over here at the church, look at all this gorgeousness that's going on right by the building. And there are people who faithfully come out here to maintain that. I saw Janice Hansen here last week while we were here at VBS. She was here taking care of the flowers. I'm sure Janice is just one of them. I'm sure there are lots of folks that work on them. But, there are people who come here tirelessly during the week to contribute to things like that. Nobody asks them to plant those flowers. They just do it on their own, and they maintain them. They prune them, and they water them, and they take good care of them, and they make sure that they beautify our property through their efforts, And now I'm coming in from outside. I'm going to flip on some lights here. And, VBS now feels like a distant memory from last week, but there's still some remnants of VBS left here. We've got our rocket ship that was well loved and appreciated by the kids. I think that belongs to Tracy Schaefer, and it's still here. She hasn't had a chance to pick it up yet, which is perfectly fine. She can pick it up at her leisure. Every time we walk through the social hall down here, we take for granted this beautiful seasonal display, which rotates every couple of months. Ruthie Gehring comes in and does that on her own. She doesn't ask for any credit or recognition for that. She just does it. Nobody asked her to. She often brings the decorations herself. And that's a ministry that she performs. And then right here, here in our youth room where we have so many of our meetings, we had an evangelism meeting earlier this week of our new evangelism committee. For a long time, the evangelism committee was a committee of one. Tana Lynn was the only one that served on the committee. But we actually have a committee now. A few other people have joined. And we sat here for over an hour discussing this. This was one of our old Oak Grove promotional business card style magnets. This is a refrigerator magnet. And we want to order something new like that. We want to order a new batch of magnets. And so we sat here looking at the old one for like a good hour, picking apart the font, the color, the information that is on the magnet. Do we need and want all of the same info as we had when this last batch was printed back in the day? And why am I telling you about all these things? I'm telling you because as I contemplate all of those different things, I'm telling you about it because it just warms my heart to see that even though perhaps the numbers all across the church maybe aren't what they once were, there are still people who are coming here to serve God and to serve the church and who put their gifts and talents to work in very different ways. And so if you have been looking for a way to get more involved in your church, there is a place for your skill set here. We require skills across such a wide range of things where, you'd see that, as I just showed you, if you can paint, you can help here. If you can do groundskeeping, you can help here. And if you have sales and marketing experience, evangelism can talk to you. There are so many ways you can help out here. If you can sing, then Pastor Bill probably wants to see you. If you enjoy planning worship, then the worship and music committee could use you. If you're good with numbers, the finance committee could probably use you. If you have fundraising experience, then perhaps you could join me in becoming a new stewardship committee, which we don't really have much of a stewardship committee at the moment. But the only point here is just to say that on this beautiful day, it was an excuse for me to go for a walk outside. It was just an opportunity to lift up the various different ways that people with different skills and gifts and talents are able to put those to work for God's kingdom. They are able to put those things to work to help serve the church. And that's a beautiful thing. And there is a place for you in our list of volunteers somewhere. Whatever gifts and skills and talents that you have to contribute, there's a way we can put those to work for the church. And so I just kind of wanted to lift up some of those things before you, Oak Grove, and it was a good excuse to walk outside and take a walk on this beautiful day. So that's all I got for you. I just wanted to do something a little lighter and shorter and uplifting today, that these are examples of the abundant life that is all around us. You hear me talking about it from the pulpit all the time, abundant life, abundant life. And sometimes it can be hard to see where there's abundant life in our midst. Well, this is an example, and we have to kind of look for it, but it is there. That's what I'm going to share with you today, Oak Grove. I will see you all in worship this Sunday. Take care and God bless.